basically any kind of video you can think of. There's not much we can't do. I would say that most people go for either something that we would describe as live action, which is people doing things where we have actual cameras, or animation, where we draw things and bring them to life. But honestly, like if you want social media content, if you want a TV ad, if you want a cinema ad, if you want to make a movie, we'll figure out a way of making it happen. I can't tell you what is the cost of a video project, but when you do a video project, I can tell you how much it costs, because honestly, like, you have to price every project individually. There's lots of different things that can happen. Like, it depends where it is, how long you want the video to be, how many days it'll take us to film it. So there can be a lot of variables, but one thing that I can say is that we can work to pretty much any budget. So it doesn't have to be, you don't have to worry about it being really expensive if you've really got a small budget. We can come up with creative, and we can come up with an idea that will work for a small budget. So don't be afraid of the money, but I can make it as cheap or as expensive as you need it to be. Yeah, so a video project, how long it takes is very similar to how we price it. So every project is different. We can definitely do things really quickly. Like if you've got an event that's happening on like tomorrow, you know, we can send a camera down there, shoot what's happening, and turn around and edit toot sweet and get it to you as quickly as possible. But if you've got, you know, you want to craft something, you want to make your TV ad, you want to spend a little bit more time on it, then, you know, anything up to sort of like 3 months might be a normal delivery window for something that detailed. But honestly, it's one of those ones where if you need it quickly, we can make it happen quicker. But if you've got a little bit more time to take, then we can work to that as well. Oh yeah, so the Holy Trinity Triangle is you can have it cheap, you can have it fast, or you can have it good. But you can only ever have two of those things. If you want it cheap and fast, it won't be good. If you want it good and fast, it won't be cheap. And if you want it good and cheap, it won't be fast. So our video putting together process is broken down into 3 stages. So we have pre-production, production, and post-production. So pre-production is anything that needs to happen before we start making visuals. So that could be script writing, creative development, like if you're bringing in an art director or a stylist, like all of that stuff where they plan what they're going to do and bring all the resources together. That's pre-production. Then production is when stuff happens, so that might be your shoot, whether that's a few days or a day or whatever, or creating your animation, like that's the production stage. And then post-production is editing, so that's when we bring all of your footage together, turn it into something and do the edit. So that's post-production. Post-production can also include music and graphics and versioning. If you need stuff for social media, then we can do that in post-production as well. Type of video content depends on what you need it for, but there's like a really easy structure to think about when you're thinking about video content. That's called hero, hub, hygiene, and each one of those things does a particular role in your content strategy. So a hero piece is a big, shouty, high production mass media piece, so that might be a TV ad or a lead digital video or something like that. But that's like where you get a big spike of activity because you put your media spend behind it, and people who don't know about you will see it, so they're attention grabbers. Hub content is regular, episodic stuff that keeps coming, that brings your audience back. So you use that to create a platform. So you build audience over time. They keep coming back to see your next piece of content, and they're interested in what you've got to say and what you're going to say next. And then hygiene content is what's called always on. So hygiene content is about having a bank of videos that answer common questions, or like show common things that need to be shown, whether that's like product demos or FAQs or how-tos, things like that. That's what hygiene content is. So if you've got a good mix of those across your business at different times, then you've got a solid content strategy, and that's what you should make. This is an interesting one because not all countries have equal infrastructure when it comes to being able to easily film stuff. So some places you might be able to find some talent and be able to manage and work with them, but others work on totally different systems or don't work in the same way. For example, working with Parisian camera operators, for example, can be tricky because they have all sorts of like tax laws about working with local people and having to pay extras and things like that. But you shouldn't be put off by you shouldn't feel like you only need to hire local people to shoot something internationally, because it's not as difficult as you might think to fly camera kit and camera crew abroad to go and shoot things. So we, for example, we've been to the Bahamas, we've been to Malta, I've shot in Paris a few times, weirdly, and including when we were there for the Olympics, and it can easily be done without as much massive expense as you'd expect. So you don't have to shoot with local people. You can definitely hire a crew in the UK and send them out, and we'd be more than happy to go. You should use video because it is one of the most engaging media types out there. It's really good for storytelling, it's really good for demonstration, and it's really good for capturing attention.